Yeah, part two. I had to get that phone call. It's an electrician. Got power to my house again. $300. Here I am. Yeah. Take the pool skimmer in. So he knocks on my door and, hey, could you come out here and hold it? Hold the. He goes, I don't want to drop it back in after I get it. I want someone to grab it. So I, sure. Okay. And went out there. There's stuff swimming around. I didn't know what. I saw something swim by. I go, what was that? But anyway, I go, you sure you really want to do this? He goes, yeah, I'm psyched up. Don't talk me out. I go, we could drag it, get a grapple or something. No, I'm gonna do it. I'm psyched. I want to do. I got the shower on. He had the shower on. He's just gonna run in the shower, and so he dives in. He's down there, and 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 all of a sudden, this net comes up, and I grabbed it, and threw it on, and he's like, sprang out of there. I didn't know anyone could. I mean, it's just like he vaulted out, and he's like holding his mouth, and he just sprinted right into the. These big double sliding doors. This big house is downstairs basement. Big huge double sliding doors. And he just sprinted right in there. But the thing about it, I go, what was it like? He's going, oh my god, it was disgusting. And there's stuff growing in there. And when I was coming up, something touched my leg. And he's going, So, man, you're nuts. But the thing is, I went to, I always went to the same store. I had my motorcycle. And, I always went to the same store. Is a Circle K, but where I lived by the mall. And there's a girl there that worked there. She went to the same high school as me. And so we just kind of flirted. Just talked. And I moved from that place. I got stuck at folks for a while, but I was homeless for a little bit, I don't know. But I went to, ended up, I was looking for a place, looking, and I found the greatest place. It was in an alleyway. And, it was like a little cottage, a little self-contained cottage, a little bedroom, tiny kitchen, tiny living room, and a tiny dinette place. But, it was all self-contained. It's really old. The wiring scared the heck out of me. The inlaid heater that came with the house. The grilling kind of came off a little bit, and I looked at the wiring. I was like, oh my god. I was afraid to leave it on at night. When it got really cold, I was afraid to have it long. I'd get every blanket I had. Let's get as hot as I could before I went to bed and pile on the blankets. It was right in the alley too, so cars would roll by within a couple feet, Whatever. I kind of liked it. But there was a lot of very strange things that when I first moved out, I thought I was lucky to get it. I was. I really did think I was, because he's either this or some hellacious, the apartments, the low class, or the inexpensive apartments were, they're pretty disgusting. So I wasn't into that. So I considered myself lucky, and the price was, comparable to all others. I was really surprised I got it. But yeah, I moved in. When I first moved in, there's a girl. It was a big house in front. It was in Alloway between summer, winter, shipping in Norway, right in the middle of the block. And I kind of wondered if I was spring or fall sometimes. Probably fall, considering. But yeah, a lot of strange things happened there. Well, there was a girl. It was a big house in front. The couple, they had 5 kids or something. They were all like the same age. It was really strange. And they rented it out as their grandparents' home or their parents' home. And there's a girl up. There used to be a upstairs bedroom, and there's a girl that rented at the same time I did. So I had the little cottage, and she was at the house, and then there's a little backyard back there that separated everything. And there's a little carport with a washer dryer in it. So that was nice too. But I was working at Norpac at the cannery at processed food. I was driving forklift, and she must have been in the office or something. In our hours, we never really got to talk. I thought, she looks nice. I'd like to talk to her. She always wore a dress. She always looked nice and just well kept. I assumed maybe she worked for the state or something. And then the times I did talk to her, she seemed really kind of agitated. One day I talked, we were out at the same time. She goes, has your car ever been broken into? No. So I was riding a motorcycle for a long time until at this time it was getting dangerous because I couldn't keep my headlight. Couldn't get my headlight wired right, so I was just using it as an emergency. I just dodged a bullet on that motorcycle too many times to keep driving it. So I had a little Datsun pickup I bought for $250. And I had, when it ran, it broke down really quick. But yeah, I had left money in the glove compartment. It didn't even have locks. Really, I think the passenger side didn't even have a lock. I could start it with a screwdriver. Getting close to go to work one day and I couldn't find the key. It's like, why do I need a key? I could just use a screwdriver. I just kept the screwdriver in the seat. But yeah, should you ever get your car broken into? I said, no, that's weird. And she goes, well, she goes, I hate that car anyway. It's like the car that killed someone. I was like, what? And she said she got in an accident that might have been her fault. I think it was her fault, and someone died. Yeah, I was just, wow, it's so sad, I wish I looking back, I wish I could have comforted her in some way. But yeah, our schedules, she's always coming or going, and so I was doing the same thing. I wish I could have got to know her. But she moved right soon after that. And then no one else ever went into that upstairs room ever again. I never rented it out again. And I was there for, I don't know, almost 3 years, I think. 2, 3 years, something like that. But then when I started working at the cannery, that girl that worked at the convenience store where I lived at the other place started working as security guard at the cannery where I worked. So I got kind of to know her, and I had a choice between her and another girl. I thought this girl, she was young and from Thailand, I think, and young and sweet and innocent and smart. I thought, man, I'd smoked and drank at that time. I thought, wow, I can probably do nothing but ruin this poor girl. So, and the security guard girl, we went to the same school, so I thought, but she never knew anything about me. But we knew some of the same people, though. But I don't know, I was just kind of drawn to her, and she was like drawn to me apparently because she followed me. But we ended up living together, and yeah, it is quite a lot. I could kind of empathic. I could tell she was troubled. I had no idea. It seems her mother had used a movie on how a person became to have multiple personalities. Her mother used that movie as a instruction manual on her, and it was eventually found criminally insane in some way. But they asked this girl, it's sentencing, what they would recommend, and she said, well, if I ever see her again, I'll kill her. But this girl's father was career military, and she eventually went in the military. And she talked a lot about it. She talked about her childhood, and the things she talked about, just like, that's not normal military. She was talking about, she's an MP at one time, apparently. But one of the soldiers on base was evidently committing heinous crimes against children. She goes, well, we all had to watch it because the lawyers didn't want to watch it, and they had to have someone watch it. So that doesn't seem really normal. And a lot of other things she's talking about. I mean, she at one point was around nukes, and you need security clearance to do things like that. But the thing is, if psychologists say there's no such thing as a split personality, they're wrong. You can see at times people kind of shift according to different stimulus, they'll do different things. But anyway, that poor girl, I had no idea. I mean, being bipolar was the least of her problems. But, yeah, there's one day she was sitting in a chair with her feet up and a blanket on her legs in a corner, and I heard a heard cat going meow, meow, meow outside. And I kind of put back the curtain and I see this kitten, pure white kitten. Long hair, long hair, not sure what kind. But it's cute, cute as a button, pure white. I go, wow, and he's really anxious. It's really, ow, 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 just howling. And I opened, I people at the curtain, I looked, and then I opened up the door, and where the cat was, the kitten, it was a perfect line of sight to this girl. And the cat turned its head and saw her and just bolted right for the door. And she goes, "Don't close the door! Don't let it in! Don't let it in! Close the door! Don't let it in!" I closed the door, and the cat was there for a little bit more, and then kind of wandered off, kind of looking around. I looked at her, and she had her head against the wall with the blanket over her head. I go, "What's the matter? I kind of went and knelt by her, and she goes, I had a kitten like that when I was a child. Kitten just like that." That's weird. And that she's terrified, absolutely terrified. And she's just so emotional. It was just a roller coaster, from hour to hour, day to day. She's kidding. She blamed it on her period. She did. I didn't. She's gone. I finally got to the point where she goes, "I'm gonna leave." I go, "Okay, go." She goes, "No, I mean it. I'm gonna leave." It's like, "I heard you. Go." She goes, "Oh, well, I'm gonna leave." I go, "I know. I heard you." She grabs her coat and, "Well, I'm leaving." It's like, "Bye. See you later. I'll close the door after you." Jeez. So she goes out and starts in her truck. I get her idle. 45 minutes. It's like 45 minutes or more. I thought, what's going on? So I went out there, and she's asleep. I'm kind of touching her, and she's asleep. I mean, I don't know, would she pass out, or? I mean, she didn't seem in distress. I mean, she's breathing and normal color, and it's like, what the hell? Like, I don't know, I should have just turned off the truck and closed the door. But I carried her inside, put her in bed, went back outside and turned off the truck and came in. I was just kind of standing there watching her, and I mean, she was asleep. And she started kind of like, she always talked in her sleep quite a bit. She had really, really lucid dreams. But I could hear she was talking like baby talk. Yeah, I was listening, and it sounded like German baby talk. Wow, that's weird. But the next day, she's like, "Well, nothing happened." She said she overdosed on Midol. That was her excuse. Maybe she took a bottle of Midol. I don't know. That poor girl. But, But yeah, it was it just got worse and worse. It got kind of, I mean, we worked at the same place. This is a big, huge factory. It's like football fields, big inside. Well, a couple anyway. Well, with the warehouse and cold storage, yeah, it's several. It's a lot. It'd be like stadiums full of space. But yeah, we worked at the same place. I drove forklift. But towards the end of our little relation, it is getting bad. I remember in the, I got up and got dressed, and I was just kind of sitting in the chair. I think I had the TV on. I wasn't really watching it. I got a telepathic message that said, "Come outside. You want to see this?" Kind of thinking, well, who is this? I don't know you. And no, you want to see this? Come outside. So I went. It's a tiny little living room, so I just kind of went to the door and looked outside and didn't see anything. There's like kind of a square landing porch thing, and then a step to this path. Path just went out and then immediately right. So I went and looked and took a step down off that pad. Well, I kind of didn't see anything. Well, I felt kind of stupid. To the right, there was the carport and the utility room with the washer and dryer. I thought, well, since I'm out here, maybe I'll check the washer and dryer. Maybe there's something in there. But I checked it. There's nothing there. I said, what's going on? So I just kind of walked back to the house. I'm looking around. It's like people that talk to me are never wrong. So I was kind of a little upset. And so as soon as I got in the house, as soon as I about to close the door, it's like, no, what are you doing? Come back outside. So, all right, it sounded like a bunch of people yelling. So I opened the door, turned around, stepped in the pad, went in the little path, and took one step, and then turned right, took another step, and I said, okay, I'm outside, now what? And they go, look up, up. I was wearing a baseball hat. That's why. I didn't see him the first time. Yeah, it's this glowing red sphere. It's just sitting there rock solid. Just sitting like a rock. It's like, wow, what is that? What is that? Didn't match anything I'd ever seen before. But yeah, I thought about taking a picture, but girlfriend did use the last one because she wanted to develop the role. I thought, well, I should wake her up. But take her 5 minutes to get out of this thing. It could be gone by then. So I just thought, I'll just watch it. I just watched it, and after after a while, just slowly kind of started. It was just so slow. It'd been so still before. It was just so slow, and then it got a little faster, and it's like the further it got away, the faster it went. And it kind of went, and it was going through the trees and everything. I was kind of, and the last sight I got is like it's like a black hole and a shimmer, like a silvery shimmer. And then it was gone. And wow, that's weird. So I didn't know if I should say anything. So I was carpooling with a couple other people that they lived in Dallas. Guy in this well, she's in her young 20s, immature kid. They both worked at the same place, and they're going right by my house, so we carpooled with them. We went to work, and it was like the next day after work, I saw a newspaper article about the red sphere. I thought, oh, okay. Now it's okay to talk about. So, finished that night's work, and on the trip to work the next day, we were carpooling. See, I was working. We were all working graveyard, so it's like 10 at night in late September. And I was telling him the story. I thought, well, it's okay to talk about. It's in the paper. So I told him what I saw and everything, and they're like, wow, that's weird. There's a lot of stuff up there. And we turned we came the back way. We come the back road because we all worked out. Me and the other guy, we drove forklift outside. He did. And it was just nicer being out there. The plant was a nightmare. It was a mess in there. It was a zoo. And I worked outside as much as I could. The last 6 years, I pretty much worked outside exclusively. But yeah, right as I finished telling them, we make the turn, and it's all dark. We park by the scale house, which is where all the trucks weigh in. The bean trucks, corn, cauliflower, I mean, you name it, broccoli. I unloaded broccoli trucks for a couple of years. Just broccoli truck after broccoli truck after broccoli truck. One after another. Just unload them all day. Unload and load, empty son. But anyway, yeah, so it's it's dark it's the scale house where the trucks weigh in. The plant's like 100 yards away, more than 100 yards. And we come up the road and take the turn, and we see a black helicopter sitting right above the road. He's about 40 feet up and about, 20 feet off to the left-hand side. And we're all going, whoa, is that? Someone said, is that a helicopter? And we're driving, hear it. And I mean, when we drove under it, I couldn't see it all when I looked up. I said, wow, that is weird. So we parked by the scale house and got out, and helicopter's just sitting there. That's strange. I remember keeping a close eye on the clock after that. But yeah, we went to work. I don't know how long it sat out there. But it was just shortly after this, it's like 3 days later, that me and the girl I was with then, we broke up. I just told her to leave. It's over. And she left. It was all dramatic and everything. And it was sometime after. See, we still worked the same place. We still saw each other, which, I mean, she's flirting with this guy there at work too, so. A couple guys, maybe. But she was like one of these girls that was seemed attainable to everyone. So all these guys just kind of flocked to her. Whatever. But yeah, I remember I didn't want to hang out inside, and our shift was just doing half. We're just doing is mainly cleanup. The other shifts were doing the bulk of the processing. So I was driving garbage, which is a specialized forklift where you get inside and dump garbage from places that you couldn't get to any other way. So, but I didn't have much to do, so I just hid out by the pallets, by where the cold storage buildings were. Cold storage wasn't operating at night, so it was just dark. There's a bunch of pallets and stuff. I remember I smoked cigarettes like a chimney back then. I was outside smoking. I was thinking, man, it's really dark out here. And yeah, I finished a cigarette and went back inside. My forklift is gone. I'm thinking, where's my forklift? I walked in the plant and some guys drive my forklift. I see one of the girls that works one of the checkout stands. She goes, "Where were you? You were gone for 3 hours." I looked at the clock. Yep, this is 5 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I was gone. I missed lunch. See, driving garbage, I usually did most of my work on lunch, and because all the people were gone. I was driving inside the plant, all the people were gone. I had a fast track. I could get everything done, dumped, and then go chill out. But yeah, she moved out. But the other weird thing was, found out in the archives, a block away, the place where my dad joined the Knights of Columbus 3 years before I was born, and joined the council as warden, was a block away. In the creepy church, creepy stone church. It had a purple door. I mean, it's different now. I've driven by. It seems different now. It doesn't seem as ominous, but back then it seemed kind of weird and ominous. But I didn't know anything about that Knights of Columbus. Anyway, to be continued. The next place is even weirder that I lived at. Anyway, to be continued. See ya.